Welcome to the transition segment of the video. We've been through rifle, pistol, and shotgun now, and we've talked about some transitions. So what we're going to do at this segment is start tying everything together. This is where the tactics come in with cowboy action shooting. What we're going to do to begin with is walk back over to the prop, and we're going to start shooting a stage. And what I'm going to do is just make up a stage as I go, and from that point, I'm going to tell you why I stage the guns the way I do and why I'm going to shoot it the way I'm going to shoot it. So let's say we're going to start first pistol at the end of the table. Let's say we're going to shoot a rifle here. Second pistol, we're going to shoot through this window frame. And then we're going to end up with a shotgun on the end of this table. So let's walk through this. How would you set your guns up and what would you do? Me being a right-hand loader, I'm going to lay this gun down this way to where I can come in, pick it up to load. If I was over a top loader, I'd have it this way. If I was a double shooter, depending whether I was a right hand or left hand loader, if I was a left hand loader, of course I'd pick it up this way. If I was a right hand loader, I'd be coming in, picking it up this way. But I'm a 97 shooter, so we're gonna put the 97 out here and stage it to what I'm used to. And that would be that. Now, anytime you lay a long gun down, the one thing you want to do, if I'm going to shoot this target first, I like that gun pointed at the target that I'm going to shoot at. Reason that is, I'm coming in, I'm worried about getting the gun up cleanly, I'm worried about loading it. So I know that target that I'm shooting at to the end of that barrel. So I know how to position myself or where to come up and look for that target. If I had it pointing over here, the natural thing to do is look where the gun's pointed. I'd come around and I'd probably load it like this and I'd be looking over here, then I'll have to swing to the target. So always point your long guns, if you can, at the target that you're going to shoot at. Let's come on down here. We're going to shoot out of this window the second pistol. Well, let's talk about the rifle real quick. What I'm going to do, same with the rifle, I do with the shotgun. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to stage this gun. I'm going to, just like we talked in the rifle segment, I'm going to lay that rifle down and I'm going to have my fingers come up against the table. That way I know I'm SAS legal. The trigger guard is on the back of the table. Plus, I know I can get my hand into the lever to pick the rifle up. So I'm going to point it at the target, the one I need to start with. So we're all set to go. So we're going to start first pistol here, shoot second pistol here after the rifle. So let's say we're going to start hands on hat, for instance. Now what am I going to do and how am I going to mentally work my way through this stage? First thing I'm going to do is center myself into the target bank that I'm shooting that we talked about in the pistols. So I can use my legs and stay to the center and only have to work half the target. So I don't want to start over here and end up like this when I don't have to. So I'm going to start to the center of the target bank and I'm going to have my left gun first on this particular stage. Why I'm going to do that, as I come down, I'm going to draw that gun out and I'm going to fire it. I'm going in the direction that I'm shooting. That's another thing. Anytime that you have a choice of direction, always end in the direction that the stage is flowing. I don't want to start on the right and end on the left if I'm flowing to the right. So always start on the target and end with the flow. So after I fire a pistol, therefore I can grab that gun, I'll be holstering it as I'm reaching for the rifle. I'll be stepping into the rifle, and like we talked about in the rifle segment, of course the target's at the end, I'm going to step around, bring the gun up into the shoulder, and I know I'm right off. When I bring that gun up, it's pointed at the target I'm at, I fire the rifle. When I'm done firing the rifle, I'll open it, then you want to lay that gun down, as we talked about in the rifle segment, hand on top. You don't want to put it down two-handed. You don't want your hand underneath. You drop it one hand as I'm reaching for the right pistol. Now in this situation, as that gun goes down, I'll simply step over, a side step, draw the pistol. Now if you'll notice, I'm out here. What you don't want is to come into a window like this. Once you get into that window, you got to move into it, and you got to move out of it. There again, distance is time. So I'll lay that gun down. I won't step in here and draw through. I'll step back a little bit and draw the gun. Now, I'm pretty well squared up with the center bank. Now, there again, I'll just use my legs to shoot. Now I'm a little mixed up. Don't have two left guns, so now I need to holster this gun to get to the shotgun. What you don't want to do is take that and turn like this. What you're doing is breaking the 170 stage DQ. So you can bring the gun down and get it into the holster and turn if you want to. What I prefer doing is once I fire that last shot, I'll simply sidestep, big steps. You don't want to take small steps, big steps. I'll be reaching for my shells. My left hand's clear to grab the shotgun, come up. I know it's at the end of the barrel. And if I end up in this position, I'm a little more turned than what I like. So I'll simply come up, use my legs again, turn into the target, and fire the shotgun. And that's what we want to do as we work our way through the stage. So let's load up and shoot it to see how it goes. Well, that stage went pretty well for me. The one thing I'd like to mention is it's rare that anybody runs a completely smooth, flawless stage. Anybody. I think any of the top shooters will tell you if they can run 2 or 3 flawless stages in a match out of 12, they feel pretty good about it. The main thing is when you have that little bobble, you have that little hiccup or whatever, it's just work your way on through it and go on. Don't dwell on it. You know, it'll just make the rest of the stage just compound and go worse. So the main thing is just, you're going to have the bobbles, you know, and don't worry about running the perfect stage, because rarely does anybody run a perfect stage. Now, one thing I did on that scenario that I didn't mention I was going to do at the beginning was how I grabbed my shotgun shells after I fired this pistol. I fired this pistol and I was moving to the shotgun. What I did, I don't know if you noticed it, I put the gun away. As I was reaching, I came straight above the gun and I grabbed the shells right here instead of reaching around and grabbing here. Well, the reason I do that is kind of twofold. One thing, if my hand's right here as I'm reaching, I'm putting this gun away, the quickest shells I can get to are the ones right above it. So that's the reason I grab them. It's slower to put the gun away, try to reach around the front, and then load. Time is distance, and this angle is greater than this. Another reason I do that, as I'm picking that gun up, if I do reach to here and I'm in a hurry, I just put that away, I'm looking at my holster, I'm grabbing the gun, I come around. If I get the gun up ahead of the shells, now I'm going to have to go over the shotgun. Or if I happen to meet them in the middle, you can grab these and actually come up and actually hit them and drop the shells. So that's the reason anytime if I'm putting the gun away going for a shotgun, I'm reaching straight above the gun to grab the shells. The one thing I did fail to cover in the shotgun segment is if you're a left-hand shooter and you're shooting a 97. The 97's a left-handed gun, and the reason we say that is because the port is wide open. You can see it. There's no having to move the gun to find the port. But the important thing there is if I'm moving into this side, I was a left-handed shooter coming this way, how do you pick that gun up? I don't want to grab it just here and just pick it up because it has a chance of closing. What you want to do is come in with it, put your thumb on top. It's held there. I can put my finger in the trigger guard, my thumb right there, it's good. Now I'm reaching for shells, and a left-handed shooter more likely to have the shells over here, but you can grab 2, and as you come up, you just simply put it in, hold the shell in this hand, and fire, come in, and fire. Now, there's a lot of shooters that can actually, the left-handed shooters, they can grab 4, just like the over-the-top right-handed shooters, and sit there and just boom, 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 boom. So anyway, that's the way you shoot a 97 left-handed. Now, one more thing I want to talk about right now is the reaction time to the buzzer. I'm going to show you here and demonstrate. You need to react as soon as you hear that buzzer, and when you're practicing, and we'll get into talking about the timer during the practice segment, but you want to react at the beginning of it, not at the end of it. And I'm going to demonstrate to you what you can gain by doing nothing but other than reacting at the beginning of the buzzer. I've got 2 rounds loaded. I'm going to fire one at the end of the buzzer, and I'm going to react to it at the very beginning on the other shot. That was a .50. by reacting at the end of the buzzer. Now let's react at the beginning of the buzzer. That was a .17. That was over 30 hundredths of a second, 33 hundredths to be exact. And I did nothing else other than just react at the beginning of the buzzer. So train yourself to, as soon as you hear that buzzer, to react. One thing you're going to run into at the stages at a lot of matches is split shotguns. Whether you shoot two from here, two down there, or you may have to either shoot a shotgun here, put it down, shoot another gun, pick the shotgun back up, take it and shoot it from another location. So let's go through that a little bit and what's the proper way to do it and what you can and can't do. To start with, say we're shooting this 97, and I'm going to go from here, and the other, I have to shoot it at the other end. So I shoot two from this end, two from that end. How am I going to do this? So say we start hands on hat, this is going to be the first gun, and the buzzer goes off. I'm going to pick the gun up and I'm going to fire it. Boom, boom. Of course, the shell's going to come out immediately after that second shot. If I'm just moving that distance, I'm probably going to leave the gun up high on the shot. I'm not going to bring it down and run this way. I'm probably going to leave the gun up on me and just nose it down. And as I'm moving, I'm reaching for the other two shells. As I'm coming down, it's SAS legal to go ahead and drop a shell in. There's some ranges around the country that won't allow you to do that, so make sure it's legal at the range you're shooting at. But SAS rules, you can go ahead and have the shell in, you just can't close it. Once it's closed, you're stuck where you're shooting. So the shell's in, I'm shooting from here. If this is where I'm going to plant, once that foot's planted, it's the basketball rule. At this point, it's fine for me to go ahead and close that gun and fire and fire. I can fire this gun as soon as I'm planted. I can still move this leg up, be closing and coming in. Now on a double barrel, if I'm shooting a double barrel, I'm going to come up, same thing. We come up, we grab the gun, we fire, boom, boom. Once that gun's broke open, you just got to be aware of the 170 at all times. It's okay to go ahead and start moving and shucking the shells. Once I get the shells shucked, I can go ahead and have these two here. Same thing. I can have the shells in, and once I'm planted, I can just turn and fire. So the one thing you don't want to do on any of these guns is start down here, run down, stop, and then reach for shells and load. You can pick up a lot of time. Go ahead and be loading that gun as you're coming. And as soon as you plant, boom, shoot. Now let's talk about shooting a shotgun and a gun in between them. For instance, say we're going to shoot this shotgun 2 shots from here, and then we need to shoot a pistol. And then we have to pick the shotgun back up and take it to that end, put it down, shoot another pistol, then pick it up and shoot it again. You'll run into that a lot of times too. It's not very gunfighter friendly, but you know, you do run into this. So in this instance, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pick up, and I'm going to fire the shotgun. As I lay that shotgun down, now depending on which pistol I want to shoot, in this case I want to shoot my left gun, I'll bring that gun down this way, because that's the way I always load and shoot. I'll grab this left pistol, come out, and I'll fire this pistol. As I'm putting this pistol where I'm turning and I'm grabbing this shotgun, and that's where the muzzle's downrange, I'm coming with it, I'm shift hand to keep it in tight. I can come down here, I've got to shoot another pistol. I'm going to lay it down the same way I want to stage it. I don't want to bring that gun and lay it this way if I'm a right-handed shooter. That's fine if you're over the top, but I don't want to, after I get through shooting that second gun, I don't want to have to roll that gun over in my hand. So I'll lay that shotgun down, simply turn, I'll shoot this pistol. As I'm putting it away, I'll come back here, like we talked about earlier, I'll grab shells here and finish the shotgun. What if you're a duelist shooter and you get to shoot a gun in between the shotgun? And I say get to shoot a gun because a duelist can simply hold on to the shotgun while he's shooting his pistol. Now the one thing I strongly suggest on a duelist shooter is to learn to shoot double strong side. That's learn left hand, learn right hand. And if you ever want to transition into gunfighter, well, you already got that down. Even if you shoot one-handed, it's not a problem. But we shoot this shotgun, we bring it up, we fire it. Now say I want to shoot my left gun, I can simply bring this over, use my forearm again to control the weight. I can lay the nose down on the table if I want to get rid of that weight. As I draw this gun, I can fire. Now I can be putting the gun away and I already have the shotgun in hand. Now if I'm a right hand loader, I'll just simply roll the gun to here, draw my right gun, fire it. I can put it away, I already got the gun in hand, up, and fire. Now if you just shoot with a cross draw and you're only one hand, it's the same principle. I can fire the shotgun and keep it in this hand, do the cross draw, come in, keep the gun, stab the cross draw, come down here, never let go of the gun, draw this gun in and fire. So on a duelist shooting, the one thing you want to do is not have to put down a gun if you don't have to. So that's the advantage of shooting duelists and being able to shoot guns in between the shotgun. Transitions are nothing more than what we talked about when we went through the rifle, pistol, shotgun. All it is doing those techniques and tying it together through a stage from gun to gun. Some of the things that you want to remember during transitions is not to take small steps. Always take large steps and take them smooth. You get there a lot quicker. Don't do any shuffling. Once you get to your guns and you start shooting, we don't want to be shuffling feet. That's time. Once you get into position, wherever your feet end up, if you have been using your lower body, your legs will take care of that. You don't want to get there and you say, well, I don't like that position, and be shuffling as you're coming up to shoot. Just simply wherever you land, you land. Use the lower body to make it work. What we're going to do now is go into some of the practice routines in the next segment on how you can improve the time from gun to gun and some drills that I think will help you.